Tim Harris. They come together. And here we go. The fireworks that we predicted may happen in the opening part of the game now might happen here as the period ends. Mario Roberge, along with his brother Serge Roberge, not very shy in backing down with anything at all. Of course, Toporowski and Gulash, we know about them. Now referee Brett Kloskowski just wants just telling the players to go off to your locker room. The period's over, gentlemen. Actually, excuse me, there's not. There's only 2.1 seconds left. Now they're trying to get everybody set for the face-off. Looks like McFarland's going to get a penalty. So is Mario Roberge. And if you weren't here for the warm-ups, we almost had a little brouhaha in the pregame warm-ups. Gulash was right at center ice, and one of the Roberge brothers skated by Gulash and brushed him. Gary, of course, not shy about getting physical with anybody. Turned around and sought out the would-be combatant, and then everybody came together right there at center ice. That happened about probably 6:30. Actually, probably about 6:25 as the players were on for their pregame warm-ups. So McFarland for the Mallards and Mario Roberge for the Prowlers are both going to get 2 minutes.
City Mallards penalty on number 22, Mark McFarland, 2 minutes for holding the stick. Both penalties at 19:57 of the first.
The penalties do cancel out, and now we get a quick whistle. There's still 0.5 of a second left on the clock, but Charbonneau's racing off to the locker room as if the period is over, and I think that is they're gonna end it. Now they're around the referee right at the Mohawk Valley line. Now one of the linesmen's waving Charbonneau back between the pipes to say, hey, buddy, the period's not over, and I think they will end it right here with 0.5 of a second remaining in the opening period. So the Mallards get off to a fast start. They outshoot Mohawk Valley 10-0 before the Prowlers finally get a shot on goal, and when they do, they scored on their first shot on goal. That was a power play goal by Francois Hardy. That cut the Mallard lead in half. A 2-1 game, and that's how we have it after 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal in the first period, 11 for Quad City and 1 for the Prowlers. Coming up in the first period intermission, as I mentioned, we'll hear from Paul Gillis, and of course hear from Kevin Kerr, who earlier today was named a first-team All-Star on the UHL's postseason All-Star teams. That is all right around the corner. 20 minutes in the books here in Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. The Mallards lead the Prowlers 2-1. This is Mallards Hockey on WC Talk Radio 1420. Give me 4 minutes, Corey. There's like John Becker up.
I think that made us read off each other a lot better, and we became better as a line.
And keel, you got to keep an even keel. You can't have.
Get assist for yourself. Third, of course. 3 here. Kevin Kerr now joins. Kevin Kerr and 1. Kevin Kerr 2 and 1. Back here for the start of the second period here at the Mark of the Quad Cities, Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. Game 2 coming tomorrow night. And the same time, 7 o'clock. Other scores in the UHL, the only other game going on, Port Huron leading Muskegon 2-0. They're in the second period there at the McMorran Arena. So the Border Cats, after having a long layoff as well, they get off to a good start at 2-0. In the American League, here's a shocker right now. The Mallards American Hockey League affiliate, the Portland Pirates, are down 3-0 to the Worcester Ice Cats in the second period. In the IHL, Chicago, still in regular season, leading Milwaukee 2-0 there in the first period. And I'll get to the NHL scores in just a couple of minutes. You skate Forest side for the next minute 42. Lafleur bringing it up. He's ahead with a Holinka. He put it to Holinka. Puck rolled off Holinka's stick into the near side, taken by defenseman Kevin Tucker. He sent it out the far side. Stewart will get there first, put it back to the line for Lafleur. He tees it up. He shoots toward the net. He lost the stick. Tucker went flying into the near side. Holinka into battle for it, tried to pick it up against LaRiviere, but LaRiviere came away with it. Christian LaRiviere finished on the year with a team-high plus 36. He fires it a pass in the near side, which is a two-line pass, and we'll get ready on a face-off. We skate for our side for another minute 17 because you remember at the end of the opening period there were penalties. Matching minors Mario Roberge for the Prowlers, a roughing penalty at 19:57, and then McFarland for the Mallards had 2 minutes for holding the stick. 2-1, Quad City leads it. Nadeau, a power play tally, his first of the playoffs from Stewart at 2:46. And then Nadeau again, set up by Hugo Prue and Kevin Kerr at the 13:43 mark, gave Quad City a 2-0 lead. But then Francois Hardy for the Prowlers came back, his first of the playoffs, on a power play marker. It was the only shot of the period by the Prowlers. Held into the line, Hardy, left circle shoots, pass saved by Villeneuve. Rebound fought for. Brooks knocked it away from Hardy before he could collect it. Brooks with speed behind the Quad City goal, now out of the zone, taking it center. He got knocked down by Kotari. The other way, now Hardy. Hardy wristing one into the Quad City zone. It's sent around the boards. It's backhand to the near circle by Todd Barclay. They just picked him up. He finishes collegiate hockey at Clarkson University. Lindsay trying to get it ahead, sends it into the far corner. Brooks to chase against Ferraris. Brooks checks Ferraris to the backboards. Ferraris managed to regain it. Then he sends it out the near wing. 18:34 left in the second period. 30 seconds up on the 4-on-4 skating situation. Barclay tied up behind the Quad City goal by Buckley. Put it out to the near side. A shot saved by Villeneuve. Rebound came free to Holtzgren. Holtzgren ahead now to Lindsay. Lindsay over the Mohawk Valley line. Lindsay near circle. Lindsay waiting. Side of the cage. Lindsay takes it behind the Mohawk Valley goal. Put it back to the deep slot for Johnson. He turns and wrists it into the near corner. Going to be picked up now by the Prowlers. They counter with 5 seconds left in the 4-on-4 skating situation. The Riviere pulled up just inside of the Quad City line. Put it in behind the goal. Taken by Hugo. Hugo backhanded out the far side. Tucker pinching. Takes a look. Shoots. Save. Rebound is loose behind the Quad City goal. Taken in by Emmett. Emmett chipped it off the glass and on the near side, Kerr couldn't get it out. LaRiviere held it in. Both penalties have expired. Both teams at full strength. Nadeau on the loose puck in the far corner. Quad City looks to break out with 17:40 left in the opening second period, rather. Nadeau with speed across the Mohawk Valley line to the far side. Right circle. Nadeau tees it up, shoots. Saved by Charbonneau. Rebound, big bounce in the right circle. Picked up by Payette. Payette the other way. Andre Payette from the red. A long shot. Just goes wide. Puck now caught in the net. Now Harris moving in. As Johnson held on to Harris, and now Payette comes in after the whistle and grabs on to Nadeau. And everybody will quickly separate. 17:25 left in the second period. And the Mallards still holding on to a 1-goal lead at 2-1. Quad City was 4-0 against Mohawk Valley in the 4 games played in the season series. And they outscored Mohawk Valley by a count of 19-10. These two teams met here at the Mark back in January. Quad City scored victories of 5-2 and then 9-4. But if you remember, those games were really tight until late, until the Mallards finally broke through in the third period. And then the 2 games played out in Mohawk Valley there in late March. Quad City won the first game 3-2 in a shootout. And they were victorious in the second game also, a really tight playoff-type atmosphere game, 3-2. So they haven't been easy against the Prowlers as Toporowski fires it down the length of the ice. Ben White retreats, and he touches up for an icing call. Checking the National Hockey League playoff scores tonight, there are 3 series underway, 1 in the East and 2 out west. Toronto leading Ottawa 1-0 in the second period. St. Louis, the #1 seed overall in the Western Conference, they lead San Jose 3-2 with about 10 minutes left in the second period down in St. Louis at the Kiel Center. And Dallas holding on to a 1-0 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. Dallas Stars trying to repeat as Stanley Cup champions. They got ousted by Edmonton a couple years ago. I think that was in '97 on a Tard Marchand overtime goal in Game 7, I believe. Still remember that goal. End-to-end rush for the one they call Opie, Todd Marchand, one of the Edmonton Oilers' speedy forwards. Puck sent out to the line. Hardy moved in for a shot. That never got through. It was blocked and sent behind the Quad City goal. Picked up by Mohawk Valley, tried to center. White overskated it. Quad City the other way, 2-on-1. Halinka McFarland. Halinka across the line. Wrist shot saved by Charbonneau. Gave up the rebound in front of the net. McFarland was moving in, and he got checked into the net, and the net came off. And then Goulash teed up for a shot, and then he was challenged by one of the Mohawk Valley players. Mohawk Valley with a couple of shots on goal here in the opening 3 minutes and 8 seconds in the period. They're up to 3. That's right, 3. They only had 1 in the opening period, but they scored on that shot. Francois Hardy netting his first of the playoffs and only his second of the year. He had 1 in the regular season. Coming up in the second period intermission, we'll meet Bob Crummer, one of the Mallards' overage draft picks. He's been skating with the team. He might see some action here in the playoffs. Most likely will. We just don't know when. He just finished up his Ontario Hockey League season with the Peterborough Petes up in Peterborough, Ontario. So Bob Crummer will stop by. Face off to the right of Charbonneau. Halinka, McFarland, Stewart the line out. Puck can be held into the line by Holmgren. Takes a look. Shoot it in down low. It's deflected by Halinka. Up out of the play. We'll take a break. 16:45 left in the second. 2-1 Quad City. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Face off just about center ice. We get a quick whistle on it as the Prowlers and Mallards getting set. Shots on goal, 13 for Quad City, and again 3 for the Prowlers. That was a score in the opening 20 minutes. But the one time the Prowlers did get a shot away, they scored on. Marty Villeneuve certainly won't be happy with that. His save percentage not being helped at all. The draw outside of the Mohawk Valley zone. Veccarelli and Halinka on it. Quad City won it. They dumped it into the near corner. Metzger sent it around to the far side for Andre Payette, the one-time Philadelphia Flyers draft pick. And he managed to pick it up and send it the length of the ice. Buckley retreating. Touches up for an icing call again. So kind of a slow, sluggish start here to the opening part of the second period. If you haven't heard, the other day, the United Hockey League All-Rookie team was announced. There were 6 players on it. 3 of those were from Quad City. Center Ryan Lindsay, forward Marty Halinka, and defenseman Brendan Buckley. Buckley led all UHL rookies with a plus-minus, a plus 31. Actually, the Mallards led that. All three top spots were held by Quad City players. Halinka was second among UHL rookies in plus-minus with a plus 21, I believe. And then Paul Johnson wasn't far behind. Puck sent out to the far side on the side of the Mohawk Valley zone. They carry it to center ice. Kotari wristing it into the near circle. Villeneuve opted not to come out and play it. Lindsay tipped it ahead for Lafleur. Lafleur shot it back to center ice. Roberge, or Riviere rather, dumped it into the far side. Puck bouncing. Brooks couldn't get it out. It came free to Emmett. Emmett the other way. 3-on-2 for Quad City if they hurry. Emmett across the line, and it knocked off his stick. And now comes Mohawk Valley. Kotari over the Quad City line. Taken to the near side, then got roughed up along the boards by Johnson after the whistle had been blown. Johnson obviously didn't hear the whistle as Tucker and LaRiviere come in to aid as policemen for Mark Kotari, who got rubbed out along the boards. But nothing going to happen there with 15:42 left in the second period. And Quad City still holding on to a 2-1 lead. Pat Nadeau, a pair of goals in the opening 20 minutes. One via the power play, the other even strength. And Mohawk Valley got theirs on the power play as well. And getting back to the Mallards rookies, star rookies, Palinka was a +20. Johnson was a +18. Ryan Lindsay, who did not win UHL Rookie of the Year. Many thought he was the leading candidate. As Kevin Kerr shoots from a sharp angle, the Charbonneau hug in the far post stops. Loose puck picked up inside of the Mohawk Valley zone. They clear back to the Quad City blue line. Gulash takes a look, wrists it into the right wing corner of the Prowler zone. 15-17 left in the period. Now we get an icing call. We'll take a break. 15-17 left in the period. 2-1 Quad City. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Mike Jackson back with you here. Hugo Prue trying to pick it up. Got it from Nadeau. Hugo trying to walk right out, trying to center. For Kerr, it was knocked away by the leg of one of the Prowler defensemen. Puck sent the length of the ice. Roberge in the forecheck. Mario tied up by Toporowski. They were jawing at each other all the way back down the ice. As Toporowski hammered Mario Roberge in the near corner of the Mallard zone. And they were yapping at each other. Now Mario Roberge runs into Prue along the near side. These guys come out and they crash and bang, and that's what they're doing right now. Gulash put it on the near wing for Hugo. He got it to Nadeau. Nadeau carries it over the Prowler line. Nadeau to the deep spot now. Nadeau tried to work it in down low. Came free to Toporowski. Long shot, just deflected wide. Picked up by Kerr. Back out the line for Gulash. Toporowski's got something going along the far side. The play continues on. Halinka, fresh off the bench on the far side. Back to Toporowski. Takes a look. Put it in down low. It's blocked in front. Loose puck to Mohawk Valley. And they'll clear it down ahead. Beccarelli picking it up, but it's an obvious two-line pass. And we get another whistle and stoppage in play. 14-10 remaining in the second period. Now Serge Roberge and Toporowski have to be separated inside of the Quad City line. I'm not sure if these guys have played against each other or not. Serge is 35 years old. Mario is 36 years old. I bet they have. Have to look that one up for you and find out. They have that for you tomorrow night. Mohawk Valley, first look at their team. They're a bit of an older team. They have 5 players that are 30 years of age and older. The Roberge brothers, Beccarelli is no spring chicken. He's 35 years old. So the face-off will come inside of the Mohawk Valley zone. Shots on goal here in the period. And we're about 6 minutes in. 4 for Quad City and 3 for the Prowlers. Palinka on the draw with Stewart and McFarland on his wings. And Buckley and Holtzgren defensively. Palinka finished the season 3rd. Now what do we get? Some confusion on the Mallard face-off alignment. Palinka finished 3rd in rookie scoring with 67 points. He had a nice season, 21 goals, 46 helpers. Puck was worked back to Stewart, who dumped it in behind the Mohawk Valley goal, taken by McFarland to side of the net. Ferraris knocked it off a stick. Stewart came in, tried to tap it out front. That was blocked, but it came free to McFarland behind the goal. McFarland being checked by Beccarelli. McFarland still being handled by Beccarelli. McFarland still holds on to it. Now he lost it. And it's sent out the other way for Jaslowski. Over the Quad City line, shoots, saved by Villeneuve. Rebound in the near corner, Halinka. He's sent around the boards before he got checked by Barclay. Up on the wing is McFarland through center. He's got Stewart and Halinka with it. McFarland elects just to dump it in. Quad City in a player change with 13.5 left in the second period. Jaslowski through center ice. Over the Quad City line being checked by Brooks. Came free to Beccarelli. It was thrown right out front of the Quad City net. Mallard's going to come back to the way. Lindsay, Brooks, DeSantis. Here's Lindsay across the line. Lindsay to the slide out front for DeSantis. He never got it. And it's picked up on the far side by Beccarelli. Beccarelli long clear out pass held in at the line now by Lindsay. Lindsay moving in. He tried to get around Payette. That didn't connect. And Beccarelli sprints back to the way over the line for Jaslowski. He was checked by Buckley. Loose puck to DeSantis. trying to go rink wide with it for Brooks. Brooks will race after it in behind the Mohawk Valley goal. And it's going to be an icing call as LaRiviere touched up. Brooks couldn't get there in time. We'll take a break. 12:56 left in the second. 2-1 Mallards. This is Mallards Hockey on WC Talk Radio 1420. Boring game. Slowing down. Down to 12:50 remaining in the second period. Puck winds up to Mohawk Valley's Tim Harris. He got it ahead for Kotari. And dumped it into the near corner. Villeneuve left for Lindsay. Lindsay couldn't get around Payette. It came free to Emmett. And Emmett will clear it down. This will be an icing call against Quad City. Yeah, Brooks couldn't get there in time, but he could not. LaRiviere touches up for an icing call. I mentioned LaRiviere finished with a plus 36 for the Mohawk Valley Prowlers. And that, the rest of their team is pretty much minus. Palmer, their leading scorer, was minus 12. Beccarelli was a minus 4. It's amazing how LaRiviere finished with a plus 36. Everyone else is pretty much in the negative column. But Nick Bodwin is a plus 22, but he is a scratch tonight. He is one of their solid players, 33 goals and 72 points. He's a former Colorado Avalanche draft pick. Toporowski has the puck behind the Quad City goal. He comes out the far side. His pass ahead for Hugo. He's got Nadeau over the line. Nadeau moving in right circle. Shoots. That goes wide. Charbonneau may have gotten a piece of it. Gulak pinching. Tried to knock it in down low, but the puck bounced away with him. Ahead for Palmer. He's got it to Mario Roberts. He lost the puck. Gulak to intercept it. Hugo Prue shot it back to center ice. Here's Francois Hardy moving into the Quad City zone. Stolen away by Nadeau. He sends out Hugo on a breakaway. Hugo moving in. Shoots. Saved by Charbonneau. Closing the big pillows. Hugo moving in, trying to go 5-hole. 5-hole is right between the legs. And Charbonneau just did close it in time. And then Hugo tried to go in for a second opportunity. But the puck was already closed up. Now Toporowski and Jaslowski need to be separated. I think they're both going to get misconduct penalties here. Jaslowski, this is what he does. If you remember the game back in Madison, when Jaslowski was still a member of the Madison Kodiaks back in, I think it was late November. That was the game he and Yannick Renault both had 3 10-minute misconducts. They never fought in the game. They weren't assessed fighting majors. They both got 3 10-minute misconducts. What a way to earn a living. You don't even throw a punch and you rack up 30 penalty minutes. There's going to be some penalty minutes here with 11:59 remaining in the second period. This game is certainly slowed down to a snail's pace. And we'll just wait and see what the call is. Toporowski's in the box. Topper has 118 penalty minutes since being signed and playing in his first game on February 18th. But more importantly, he's added solid defensive play with a plus 17. He's also chipped in with 12 assists. And they're matching minors up on the board. Here's the calls.
Quad City Sports Center. RSM McGladrey.
Well, that's not the penalties. That's an advertisement. We'll wait and get the penalties here in just one moment. So it'll be a 4-on-4 skating situation. Quad City will send out Goulash, Lafleur, Stewart, and Halinka. Stewart was also named a first-team All-Star for the UHL first team. The third time in 4 years Glenn has been awarded that honor. Face off to the left of the Mohawk Valley goaltender Patrick Charbonneau.
And Quad City Mallards penalty on number 77, Kerry Toporowski. 2 minutes each for unsportsmanlike conduct, Eddie.
Well, they both get 2 minutes each for unsportsmanlike conduct. Puck to center ice. Palmer tried to get it back for Beccarelli. The pass was behind him. And Halinka the other way tried to spring, or Stewart tried to spring Halinka. That didn't connect. Ferraris ahead now for Palmer. Palmer over the line, pulled up at the top of the circle, got taken down nicely by Gulak. The other way, Halinka. Lafleur, Stewart joining the rush. Halinka faked the shot left circle, moving in, tried to get it for Lafleur. That's blocked. Now sent it to Stewart, right circle, shoots. That is blocked as well. Stewart again, trying to regain it. Stewart put it back to the line. Goulash tipped it away, and then regained it to the left point. Fired it in down low. Came free to Lafleur. Lafleur trying to get away from the check. Backhand one right up front. Holinka backhanded pass, and it rolled right to Charbonneau. Holinka trying to set up his line mate, Stewart, at the right circle. Nice play by Marty Holinka. With 11:09 left in the second period and 70 seconds left on the 4-on-4 skating situation. Marty Villeneuve, you got to wonder, he hasn't touched the puck that much tonight. He hasn't seen much work at all. Only 5 shots on goal through almost a period and a half of play. Here's Holtgren, fired it in down low. Pad save by Charbonneau, and he knocked the rebound up out of play. Kelly Holtgren getting back in the lineup after missing the last couple of games on the season. Kelly Holtgren, solid defensively this year. He was one of the Mallards plus-minus leaders, finished with a plus 27. Goulash led the Mallards with a plus 40. That was good for 4th best in the UHL. Holtgren at the near side, throws it out front. It deflects off the leg of Lindsay. Into the slot it goes for Brooks, and he tried to get away from the check, but the puck was blocked. And it's covered up by Kevin Tucker, and we get another whistle. And a stoppage in play here with 10:58 remaining in the middle period. Again, the schedule for the upcoming series. Tomorrow night is game 2. Saturday is game 3 out in Utica, New York. That game we broadcast live on Q106.5 FM, not WOC. WOC will be airing the Quad City Steamwheelers home opener. Face off to the left. Lindsay, Brooks up front. With Buckley and Holtgren defensively. Brooks trying to pick it up on the far side. Tucker knocked it away before Brooks could get it. Then Lindsay checked Tucker off the puck. Lindsay stole it away. Lindsay knocked down Lindsay, trying to get a shot away. He was tied up by LaRiviere. LaRiviere knocked down Lindsay, no penalty. Here comes Payette the other way. Cuts in across the quad line. Brooks back checking, stole it, but it came free to Tucker. Tucker now on the near side. Behind the Quad City goal, Brooks trying to wrap up the bigger Tucker in the far corner. He's checked by Harris. Brooks put it behind the goal for Holtgren. Holtgren comes out the near side. Up ahead for Lindsay on the wing. Lindsay's got to pull up. Wait for help. The Riviere tied up Lindsay. Then Holtgren came ahead. Put it over the line for Lindsay. Here's Buckley joining the rush. Lindsay. He got tied up in the far corner. He had Brooks guarding, or rather Buckley, moving in toward the slot, but couldn't get it over to him. 4-on-4 for another 3 seconds. Emmett from the red line lifts it in over the Mohawk Valley net. Both teams are back in full strength. Toporowski and Jaslowski both out of the penalty boxes. Johnson along the near side, trying to move it in down low. It's blocked. Picked up by the Prowlers, and they send it the length of the ice. Touched up by Emmett for an icing call, and we'll step aside for a break with 9:44 left in the second period. 2-1 Quad City. This is Mallards Hockey on WC Talk Radio 1420. Emmett rolls it into the far corner of the Mohawk Valley zone. Prue trying to center right up front, hit up the leg of Francois Hardy. Nadeau trying to hold it in along the right wing. He's tied up by Jaslowski. Then Kerr in to pick up the loose change. Kerr wrist shot toward the net. Glove down by Charbonneau. Rebound in the corner. Nadeau into chase against Bob Ferraris. Ferraris came away with it. Ferraris was tied up by Prue. And the puck lines up the other way. Mohawk Valley, a long pass in the wing for Jaslowski, who sends it into the near corner. It's picked up by Villeneuve. He sent it out right to Jaslowski in the near corner, trying to center right up front. It was blocked, came free to Kerr. Ahead for Hugo. Hugo across the line now, but he had a poke checked off his stick by Francois Hardy. And back inside of the Quad City zone. There's Kotari. He backhands it into the Mallard zone. Johnson the other way as Mohawk Valley's in a player change. Johnson with some room. Johnson fires it in near corner. Kerr's going to get there first. Left for Hugo. Hugo dumped it in behind the goal. Kerr trying to get there. Hardy again jamming at the puck behind Charbonneau. It's caught in the net behind the goal. And we'll get another whistle. 8:42 left in the second period. And then taking a look at the rest of the series, Sunday, will be out in Utica again. It's a 3 o'clock local start time, which means a 2 o'clock Quad City time. That is Game 4. Game 5, if necessary, will be played next Tuesday night from Utica, New York. It is a 6 o'clock local start time here, 7 o'clock out there. Face-off coming to the left of the St. Jean, Quebec native, Patrick Charbonneau. Holinka to Stewart. Stewart shot over the net. Picked up on the near side by Tucker. He's rammed to the boards hard by McFarland. And then sent to the center ice area. Goulash ahead for Holinka. Dumped in. McFarland to chase. Picked up by White. White left for Mario Roberge. Roberge and McFarland do battle for it. Roberge chipping it back out the line. Goulash poked it ahead for Holinka at the left circle. Holinka being tied up, turned around. Now Goulash is knocked down right at the line. Did we get a penalty here? What did he get? High sticked or elbowed? Goulash down on the ice. Toporowski comes in to help out. It's one of the Roberge brothers. You would think it would be. Oh, man, I think it may have been Palmer. Did he spear him? I think he did. That's a vicious play. There's no need for that. That's sick. The only question, is it going to be 2 minutes? Or 5? If it's a 5-minute spearing penalty, he could be gone in the game misconduct. Or an elbowing penalty. He's still down on the ice. Mark Hitzborn, who with blonde streaks in his hair, is out to attend to Mallard defenseman Gary Goulash. The Mallards can ill afford to lose Goulash in this playoff series, and for the playoffs overall, he's their heart and soul, this team, no doubt. He's their team captain. Provides some physical play back on the blue line, also some scoring. Also, he's got 46 points. That sets a new career high for Goulash. He's up on the feet now. Stewart coming over to help out. We'll take a break. It's a double minor to Palmer. Quad City to the power play. When we come back, they lead it 2-1 and a chance for more. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420.
Palmer, 2 minutes. Mohawk Valley penalty number 9, Palmer. 2 minutes for slashing and 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
So Mohawk Valley is going to lose their leading scorer, Chris Palmer, and also one of their top penalty killers. He gets 2 for slashing and 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. So a chance for the Mallards now to perhaps open things up. They lead it 2-0. They led at one point 2-1, 2-0. It is now 2-1. And certainly the first 12 minutes of the second period have been at a crawling pace. Quad City 1 for 3 on the power play there in the opening 20 minutes. And they will be on it, barring any penalties of their own, for a whole 4 minutes. Pro, Kerr, Nadeau out with Stewart. Emmett at the point. Stewart has it at the left point. Cross ice for Emmett. Takes a look, slaps at it down low. Deflected just wide. Hugo shoots towards the net. That's over the net. Now right point Emmett. Put it in down low for Nadeau. Nadeau has the 2 goals in the night so far for Quad City. Back to the line for Emmett. Down in front. Shot is blocked. Loose puck. Picked up by Mohawk Valley. And they just do clear it outside of Emmett. Villeneuve quickly ahead on the wing for Stewart. Stewart dumped it in behind the goal. Harris in the forecheck. Harris now causing problems for Stewart and Emmett. But Emmett quick to regain it with 7:38 to play in the second period. Quad City still on top 2-1. Here's Nadeau at center. Fires it into the right wing corner. Puck is loose behind the Mohawk Valley goal. Picked up by Ben White, but he gave it away to Hugo in the far corner. Hugo left it behind the goal for Nadeau. Nadeau's going to get there first. He put it back out the line for Stewart. Stewart never got it. Intercepted Vecchiarelli. Vecchiarelli's pass was sent to Roberge, and then Roberge dumped it in. Mallard's got to get this power play going right now. Nadeau trying to work it away from Roberge, who has it behind the Quad City goal, wasting valuable time off this Quad City power play. There's 2:53 left on it. 2-1 Mallards lead it. Roberge picks it up along the near side. Mario does. Now Prue came in to steal it. Quad City the other way, short up over the power play. Prue of the line, left for Nadeau. Nadeau moving in. He got checked by LaRiviere. Loose puck dumped out to the line by Stewart. Held in there. Cross ice for Lafleur, takes a look, shoots. That goes wide. Kerr may have gotten a piece deflected wide. The other way, shorthanded Kotari. Racing after a loose puck inside of the Quad City zone. It comes to Villeneuve. Villeneuve plays it up the boards for Hlinka. Quad City trying to complete a power play change here. With 6.5 to go here in the second period. Goulash back out on the ice. Along with Lafleur, Goulash gains the red, fires it in hard to the right wing corner. Puck bounces around, Hlinka double team. Back out the line, Goulash tees it up, shoots, deflected. Once, DeSantis out front. But Charbonneau has it. And he'll hold on for a face-off with 2:08 to go on the double minor penalty to Mohawk Valley's Chris Palmer. And 6:17 remaining here in the second period. Mallards were 1 for 3 in the power play in the opening period. This is their first power play chance of the second period. Nadeau had the power play goal at the 2:46 mark. That was the 20th shot on goal for Quad City. Mohawk Valley's only had 6. Hlinka, McFarland, DeSantis out. With Goulash set up at the near point, you got Lafleur there at the high slot. Lafleur's got some wheels, he can really move. Hlinka backhanded it, won it cleanly for Goulash. Goulash moving in, tees it up, shoots, save, rebound in front. It's hacked at, and it just does go wide. It's loose in the near corner, picked up by Hardy, trying to get it out. McFarland came away with it. McFarland got it to DeSantis. DeSantis knocked it back for Hlinka. 1:55 left on the Mallard power play. Hlinka along the near side, back to the line for Goulash. Goulash down low for Hlinka, back to Goulash. Gehrig tees it up, shoots, deflected wide again. DeSantis has it along the right circle. DeSantis trying to go back out to the line, intercepted by Vecchiarelli. Here's Vecchiarelli, stick handle through center ice. Vecchiarelli had it knocked off his stick by Goulash. He got it ahead, McFarland. Quickly over the line, Hlinka. Hlinka faked a shot. Hlinka moving in. He's taken down by Ferrara. It's going to be another penalty on the play against Mohawk Valley. Villeneuve. Oh, Hlinka undressed one of the Mohawk Valley defensemen. And then Ferraris knocked him down cleanly, and the Mallards are going to have a 2-man power play for 1:26. That's, of course, hoping they don't take any penalties of their own with 5:35 remaining in the opening period. So a key part in the hockey game right now. Ferraris for the Mohawk Valley Prowlers. He's one of their top defensemen. It'll be a 5-on-3 power play for Quad City. Mallards have out their Kerr, Prue, Nadeau, Stewart, and Holtgren. Face off to the left of goaltender Patrick Charbonneau.
5 of the second. Mohawk Valley penalty number 4, Ferraris. 2 minutes for hooking at 14:20.
Hooking against Bob Ferraris. Coach Sean Evans is going to send out John Vecchiarelli. LaRiviere is out there. And also Kevin Tucker. The one thing Matt Shaw hoped to do tonight was get in and work on some of the defensemen of Mohawk Valley. They're big, yet they're a little inexperienced. Yeah, they have 22 shots, Quad City does, but they only have 2 goals to show for it. But a big part of the hockey game right here, 5:35 to play, and a 5-on-3 power play for Quad City. Stewart, left circle, shoots, saved by Charbonneau. Rebound is picked up by Vecchiarelli, and he clears it down. Villeneuve quickly ahead for Stewart. Penalty down to 1:14. Stewart over the line. Sent it on the far side for Hugo. Dropped it off for Holtzman. Cross ice for Stewart. Back over to Holtzman. Holtzman moves in. Down low for Hugo. Cross ice. It goes for Curry. Couldn't handle it. In the far corner. Hugo trying to race after it. Holtzman in the far corner has it. He spins. Now he chipped it back for Holtzman. Kerr has it. He's tied up by LaRiviere for Prue. Came free to Vecchiarelli. Vecchiarelli will take a look and he'll lift it down the ice. Wasting more time off this 5-on-3 Quad City 2-man advantage. 44 seconds left on it. There's Stewart ahead for Hugo over the line. He got tied up by LaRiviere. Nadeau to pick it back and send it to Hugo. Hugo is checked, got it to Nadeau. Nadeau trying to go back with the line. Vecchiarelli couldn't get it out. Down and low for Kerr. They're at the side of the net now. Quad City has to set it up. 25 seconds left on it. Here's Holtzman moving in. Holtzman right circle, shoots. That's deflected up into the stands. Holtzman had a lot of time to move in and pick his corner. And Charbonneau just did get a piece of it to knock it up out of play. With 20 seconds left in the Mallards 5-on-3 power play. When this 20 seconds expires, Quad City will still have 34 seconds of a 1-man power play. But you often hear that when a team fails to score on a 5-on-3 power play, the team that kills off the two-man advantage tends to have the momentum. Let's hope that doesn't happen here. Mallards holding on to a 2-1 lead with 4:29 remaining in the second period. Mallards change it up a bit. Goulash jumps out along with Emmett, McFarland, Holinka, DeSantis. DeSantis red hot in the final 2 months of the season. 18 goals over the last 29 games. DeSantis got it back for his former junior teammate Rick Emmett. Cross ice for Goulash, who wrists it into the far corner. DeSantis has it now. DeSantis crunched against the wall. Got it back out to the line for Emmett. Emmett over to Goulash. Goulash tees it up, waits for the defenseman to go down. Now he shoots. Save, rebound. Holinka couldn't gobble it in. Holinka left circle. Man out of the box. It's now a 5-on-4. Emmett couldn't hold it there. Palmer out of the penalty box. He's got the puck now. And he wrists it down the length of the ice. It's now a 5-on-4 for another 25 seconds. Up ahead for Holinka. He cuts in across the Mohawk Valley's line. DeSantis trying to get it back to Goulash. Deflected in front by McFarland, just wide. It's backhanded by Palmer. Not out of the zone. Held in nicely by Holinka. Holinka to the left circle. Chipped it over to DeSantis. DeSantis now moving in. DeSantis backhanded shot. Saved by Charbonneau. And DeSantis got cranked after the whistle by Harris. Charbonneau falling down. DeSantis decided to take things into his own matters and move in and put a backhanded shot. He was going for the inside of the far post. 6 seconds remaining on the Quad City power play. There's 3:41 left in the second period. But we knew these games would be tight, and that's exactly what we have here. Mohawk Valley with only 7 shots on goal. They only had 1 in the first period, so it gives them 6 here and about 17 minutes of work in the middle period. Buckley, Johnson jump out now with Brooks, Lindsay, and LaFleur. Face-off coming to the left. Lindsay put it in behind the goal. Tucker played it around the wall. Johnson's going to get there first, but we are going to get a penalty perhaps. Who'd they nail? Did they nail Tucker? Or was it Brendan Brooks? Brendan Brooks off to the penalty box. So the Mallards, after having a couple of consecutive power plays, are now going to be shorthanded. With 3:36 left in the second period. Brendan Brooks to the penalty box. He gets a minor penalty. This is the second power play of the evening for the Prowlers. Now some confusion on Mohawk Valley's part. They're not sure who they want to have out there. Their head coach, Sean Evans, up on top of their bench, figuring out who goes where and why they go there, but I think they've got it all worked out. 3:36 remaining in the second period. All the scoring has been done in the opening period. Quad City jumped out to a 2-0 lead on a pair of goals by Pat Nadeau. And then Francois Hardy made it 2-1 for Mohawk Valley with a power play goal for him at 17-18 of the period. And that's where we stand. And Brendan Brooks has just gone to the penalty box. Well, Tucker's in the penalty box, so it's a 4-on-4 skating situation now. Excuse me. Tucker's in the box as well, as is Brendan Brooks.
Tucker. Quad City's penalty number 26, Brooks. 2 minutes each for slashing at 16:24.
So Brooks and Tucker both get matching minor penalties for slashing. Late here in the middle period. Of course, coming up in the second period intermission, we'll hear from one of the overage players the Mallards drafted. He got here last week, 21-year-old Bob Crummer, who just finished his season with the Peterborough Petes of the Ontario Hockey League. A hard-working forward out of the Ontario Hockey League. Boy, they produce some good players, and he is certainly one of those. Mohawk Valley still trying to change up their personnel. We'll get ready on a face-off coming to the left of goaltender Patrick Charbonneau. He is goals against in the first 3 games of the playoffs, only .322. His save percentage at .895. For the season, though, his save percentage impressive at .904. Anytime you can get over 90, you need to take a quick eye. Johnson rolling one right out front from the left point. That was blocked in front. Loose puck to Vecchiarelli. He couldn't clear it. Johnson held it in. Johnson sends it in toward the net. It was deflected wide. Lindsay couldn't get there first. Mohawk Valley carries it out of the zone now. Ahead now for Payette. Andre Payette over the Quad City line. Drop pass. And now it's put to the near circle. Buckley to pick it up and backhanded out of the zone. Or rather, it was LaFleur. It's dumped into the near side. Johnson crashes in against Mario Roberge. LaFleur's tied up. Roberge has it behind the goal. Centers out front. On the backhand it is for Kotari. Kotari has it for Mohawk Valley. Spinning, trying to center. Saved by Villeneuve. As Buckley is knocked down. Someone's hurt now for Mohawk Valley. Writhing in pain, I think, is one of the Roberge brothers. No, it's not. 32 is out there. Maybe 7. There's going to be a penalty called. Holding is going to be the call against one of the Mallard players. With 2:45 remaining in the second period. Appears to be a knee injury, too. I believe it's Andre Payette, one of their big power forwards. Payette still on the ice. Their athletic trainer out to attend to Andre Payette. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Flyers back in 1994. They're looking at the left knee. Boy, he's hurt. It is Andre Payette. They're not going to help him up. His teammate Francois Hardy over there to help out Payette. Payette up on one leg now. And he appears headed straight for the Mohawk Valley locker room. So Mohawk Valley has already lost Nick Bodwin. He was knocked out of the lineup in the Missouri series. Not sure what his injury is, but he's one of their solid players. Payette helps out as well. He's a crashing and banging type of forward. Had 160 penalty minutes on the year. But Mohawk Valley will get a power play here. LaFleur's in the penalty box, 2 minutes for holding. The score is 2-1. Pat Nadeau, a pair of goals. Francois Hardy has the lone Mohawk Valley tally. Face-off coming to the left of goaltender Martin Villeneuve, was only seen 7 shots. We've almost completed 2 periods of play. Toporowski Gulash defensively with Stewart and Halinka up front. Puck to Toporowski. He chips it hard up the near glass and back out the centers. Glove down at the red line by Hardy. Cross ice for Vecchiarelli. He lifts it into the near corner. Bounces once. Gulash cranks it out of the zone. It was held in by, now they're saying no, it came out of the zone. Hardy moved it in, tried to fool the linesman, but the linesman was right there to blow it offsides. And Jaslowski and Toporowski come together. Is it me, or every time Toporowski's out there, one of the linesmen's always next to him, making sure Topper is in line out there, not getting away with anything. The draw will come outside of the Mohawk Valley, outside of the Quad City line. Gulash and Jaslowski line up opposite one another. And Gulash and Mario Roberge having a spirited conversation, as is Toporowski. Off the draw, Halinka knocked it away from Palmer and down the ice. Charbonneau is just going to hold on to it. Halinka moved in the forecheck. Now Halinka moves in, tries to poke at it. And then I think Hardy takes a quick punch at Halinka. And now Jaslowski and Toporowski come back together again. Toporowski just kind of grabs onto him. I mean, it's not a penalty, but you can keep doing that. Down to 2:25 left in the second period. 1:40 left on the Mohawk Valley power play. It's only their second power play of the game. Stewart's out there. Of course, he was tied for the lead, UHL lead for shorthanded goals with 8 against Mohawk Valley's John Vecchiarelli, who wears jersey number 19 for the Prowlers. Toporowski has it. He fires it. He scores! Toporowski on a laser beam from the right point. A shorthanded goal for Topper. It puts the Mallards back on top by 2. A big goal for Topper. 3-1 Quad City. A shorthanded tally late in the second period. Shows you the difference of win and draws. Toporowski's first as a Mallard since coming back as first of the playoffs.
Shorthanded goal for first of the playoffs, scored by number 77, Kerry Toporowski. On the assist, number 25, Marty Halinka. Time of goal, 17:38 of the second. Quad City Mallards shorthanded.
Toporowski's first goal as a Mallard since returning in early February. He didn't have any in the regular season, did chip in with 12 assists. And he gets his first here, a huge goal to get this crowd going. Late in the second period, there's 2:07 remaining in the middle period. Toporowski, the goal, his first of the playoffs. Halinka, the lone assist at 17:38. Face-off coming to the right of the Mohawk Valley net. Mohawk Valley still remains in the power play. It's down to a minute 21. Buck to Johnson along the near boards. He sends it into the near corner. Nadeau into forecheck. Kotari. He came away with it. Mark Kotari in 4 games against Quad City this year has tallied 4 goals. It's wristed into the Quad City zone. Emmett bumps Barclay for the puck. It came free to the left circle. Picked up now by Quad City. Nadeau got it ahead for Hugo. Hugo moving against Ben White. Short-handed. Hugo tees it up. Shoots. Saved by Charbonneau. Rebound loose in the near corner. Nadeau tried to pick it up with the near circle. Couldn't get there in time. And the Prowlers come back to the way. Ferraris fires it into the near corner. Taken there by Barclay. Put it back out the line for White. Cross ice for Ferraris. He moved it in down low. Blocked in front by Emmett. Emmett trying to pick up the loose puck. Has it. Emmett turns and fires it down the ice with 1:20 left in the period. And 30 seconds left on the LaFleur holding penalty. Quad City sends new guys over the boards. Mohawk Valley trying to counter quickly. LaFleur, or rather Vecchiarelli, with speed across the Quad City line. Tied up by Goulash. Put it back for Ben White. Pass intercepted. Kerr. Lindsay the other way. Short-handed. Kerr the other way. Kerr shoots over the net. And now Toporowski, Jaslowski still tied up with each other right in front of the Quad City net. 1 minute left to go in the period. 3-1 Mallards. They're still holding on to each other. Toporowski and Jaslowski are. Now the linesmen come in to separate each other. And I think they're both going to get 10-minute misconduct. They've been battling each other all now. Toporowski talking to the referee, Klosowski, saying, "What did I do? I didn't do anything." 3-1 Quad City with 51.4 seconds remaining in the second period. Toporowski's going to go off to the locker room. Vecchiarelli yaps at Toporowski. He gives him the chicken sign. The fans certainly not appreciative of Mohawk Valley forward John Vecchiarelli for giving Topper the chicken sign. That seems to be a universal symbol around players around this league. I think Vecchiarelli's going to get something. He just got a penalty too. We'll take a break and sort this, what is quickly becoming a mess out. Quad City on top 3-1. We're down to the final minute of play in the second period. Mallards on top 3-1. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Mike Jackson back. Here's the penalties.
27, Dave Jaslowski. Quad City Mallards penalties at number 77, Kerry Toporowski. 10-minute misconduct each at 19:08 of the second. Mohawk Valley penalties. Number 19, Vecchiarelli, and number 27, Jaslowski. Quad City's penalty, number 77, Toporowski. 10-minute misconduct for each at 19:08.
Well, it appears everybody got 10-minute misconduct. That's a big loss for Mohawk Valley. Losing Vecchiarelli. He's on their power play. He's their leading scorer here in the playoffs. In 3 games, he's got 6 points already, 2 goals and 4 assists. And he's also one of their veteran leaders. But Mohawk Valley will still be on the power play with just another 6 seconds. Holinka and Palmer on the draw. Holinka, nice play, kicking it back to Johnson, and Johnson risking it down the ice. Penalties over to Lafleur. Both teams are at even strength with 40 seconds and counting in the period. Quad City maintaining a 3-1 lead. Here's Harris from the red line, trying to send it in. It's blocked at the Quad City line. Mohawk Valley regains it. They dump it in. Came free to Emmett. Emmett brought it back to center, taken from the red line. Long shot saved by Charbonneau. Gave up the rebound out to the far side. Emmett trying to pick it up, but it's underneath of one of the Mohawk Valley players. And we'll get ready on a late second period faceoff with 24.1 seconds left. Shots on goal here in the second period. Quad City just recorded their 31st shot on goal, so they have 20 here in the second period. Mohawk Valley with just 6 second period shots. They have 7 for the game. Mallards, a power play goal tonight, an even strength goal, and then a huge shorthanded goal off the stick of Kerry Toporowski at the 17:38 mark. Face-off coming to the left of Charbonneau. Holinka on the face-off. Out there with McFarland, Emmett, and Stewart out there. The late stages of the second period. Harris getting set for it. Holinka trying to knock it back. Intercepted by Roberge. He couldn't clear. Emmett couldn't hold it in. It's poked off Emmett's stick to the Quad City line. Johnson wristed it up ahead to center. Holinka trying to get away from the check of Harris with 10 seconds left to go in the period. Puck dumped into the Quad City zone, rolling right to Villeneuve. Villeneuve clears it around to the near boards. Picked up along the near side. Big pile up there. 5 seconds left to go. Emmett and Roberge had a nice battle going on. Mario Roberge. Those guys frustrate you all night. That's exactly what they're doing. But certainly the Mallards are turning their cheek on a number of occasions tonight. In the first period, Mohawk Valley was whistled for 6 minor penalties, 12 minutes. Quad City 4. But to begin the opening period, Mohawk Valley was whistled for 3 straight penalties. Beccarelli slashing, Harris roughing, Roberge interference. 5/10 of a second left in the second period. 3-1 Quad City leads it. The face-off coming to the left of goaltender Martin Villeneuve. Billy, of course, if you haven't heard, was named the UHL Sherwood UHL Goaltender of the Month for the month of March. And the buzzer sounds ending the second period of play. So the only goal in the period came by Quad City. A shorthanded blast from Quad City's Kerry Toporowski at the right point. Holinka won the faceoff, knocked it back to Toporowski, and he just cranked a shot that beat Charbonneau. And the Mallards skate out to the second period intermission with a 3-1 lead, a 2-goal lead after 40 minutes of play. Nadeau a pair of goals, numbers 1 and 2 in the playoffs, and Toporowski his first of the playoffs. And for the Prowlers, they had a power play goal back in the first period off the stick of Francois Hardy, defenseman, at the 17-18 period. The 17-18 mark of the period. Shots on goal in the second period. Quad City with 20 second period shots for a 2-period total of 31. Mohawk Valley with 6 second period shots for a 2-period total of 7. Up next, we'll check in with one of the new players. Welcome back to the Mark of the Quad Cities. Mike Jackson with you for the start of the third and final final period. Here's Hugo Prue picking it up and shooting it, and a save right out front. And then Kerr picked it up, and he shoots it into the net, but they're saying it was kicked in by Kevin Kerr. Hugo Prue had a dandy opportunity right in front of Charbonneau, and Charbonneau just was able to get a piece of it. So just 24 seconds into this third period, Quad City coming within inches of having their biggest lead of the night. They lead it 3-1 right now. Now, at the end of that second period, you remember all those penalties. To run down those once again, all these penalties came at the 19:08 mark. Jaslowski, a 10-minute misconduct for the Prowlers. Vecchiarelli, one of their key players, he had a 10-minute misconduct as well. Toporowski, he's gone for 10 minutes. And these players aren't allowed to come back until about the 11-minute mark of the hockey of the third period here. Quad City on top 3-1. The opening minute of play in period number 3. LaRiviere shoots it down the ice, picked up by Lafleur through center ice, got it ahead for Hlinka. It's off his stick into the far corner. Hlinka couldn't regain it. He was checked by LaRiviere. Puck sent around the near board, held in by Lafleur. It's deflected just wide on his rocket from the right point. Well, back out at center. Palmer moved it inside of the Quad City zone. Then Goulash avoided the check of Mario Roberge, who was looking into crunch Goulash. McFarland the other way. Here's McFarland across the line. McFarland pulls up. Left for Hlinka. Left circle. Hlinka shoots. Save. Blocker save by Charbonneau. He put it back of the goal. Taken there along the near side. Put out the wing. Picked up by Serge Roberge. Roberge from the red lifts it into the right wing corner. He goes into chase. Picked up by Goulash. He put it behind the goal. Palmer chops at it with Goulash. Knocked out of the air with a high stick. And the Mallards couldn't clear. Ferraris held it into line. Then he lost the puck. And it just did hop over his stick. McFarland ahead for Lindsay. Lindsay over the line now. Lindsay working down the wing. Lindsay pulls up. Lindsay dumps in near corner. Lindsay being checked by Serge Robert. Puck lines up to Bob Ferraris. He got it on the wing for Palmer. He chipped it right at the line. At center ice it goes. Mario Ramirez got it to Ferraris. A long shot. Saved by Villeneuve. This is the 8th shot of the game for the Prowlers. 18-16 left in the third and final period. Quad City on top 3-1. Brooks with speed across the Prowler line to the right circle. Centers it out front. It's tapped at. It scores. Rob DeSantis. Tapped it by Charbonneau. 4-1 Mallards. The speed of Brendan Brooks. How many times have we said that this season? Creates another excellent scoring opportunity for Quad City. They capitalize on it. Brooks with speed through center ice. Busted into the Mohawk Valley zone center right out front. DeSantis beat his check and just tipped it by Charbonneau. Quad City's got a 4-1 lead early on here in period number 3.
Mallard's goal, his first of the playoffs, scored by number 8, Rob DeSantis. On the assist, number 26, Brendan Brooks. And number 27, Rick Emmett. Time of goal, 1:52 of the...
Now DeSantis again deflected on. Charbonneau's got that. Then out the near side, Brooks, DeSantis doing some nice things there inside of the Mohawk Valley zone. Barclay dumping one in. Villeneuve knocked it out along the near side. Loose puck picked up by Brooks. And then he lifted it to center, taken by Lindsay. Lindsay across the line with DeSantis. Lindsay fakes. Lindsay shoots. That goes wide. Charbonneau may have just tipped out with the glove. Lindsay was in for a nice opportunity. Otari the other way. Sends it ahead just out of the reach of Harris. Harris tries to pick it up in the near corner. He's checked by Holtzgren. Harris hits the ice. Lindsay the other way. Lindsay tries to spin to get away from Hardy. Knocked it over to Holtzgren. Quad City with possible 3-on-1. Lindsay right circle. Lindsay move again. Try to get it to Hugo. It's blocked in front. Now Holtzgren's the right circle for Hugo. Right circle. He gets it over to Kerr. Right circle. Kerr fakes. Shoots. Save by Charbonneau. Glove down by Hugo. His shot goes wide. A wraparound try. A shot. A backhand. A score. Ryan Lindsay on the doorstep. They finally broke it through early on here in period number 3. 5-1 Quad City. There's 16:53 left to go in the game. Lindsay just hanging around the front of the net. Picked it up after Quad City had a number of chances at it. Had the Mohawk Valley defense running around.
Mallard's goal, his first of the playoffs, scored by number 14, Ryan Lindsay. On the assist, number 16, Hugo Prue. And number 20, Kevin Kerr. Time of goal, 3:07 of the third. Quad City Mallards goal.
3:07 time of Lindsay's first of the playoffs from Kerr and Prue. So the Mallards scored 2 goals in a span of a minute 15 to take a 5-1 lead as the puck rolls right to Villeneuve, and he holds on. We'll take a break. 16-17 left in the game. 5-1 Quad City. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Picked it up. Fake shoot, save. Pressure over, rubbed down by Hugo. His shot goes wide. A wraparound try. A shot. A backhand score. Ryan Lindsay. Mallards dumped the puck into the Prowler zone. They've opened up a 4-goal lead with 16 minutes even to play in the hockey game. Frederick Last was tied up by Halinka, and Halinka got knocked down. Goulash pinching, knocked it into the Mohawk Valley zone. The Riviere the other way, dumped it in. There's to Roberge, but we get a shot saved by Villeneuve. Roberge had some room through center ice, and then moved in between the circles for a nice chance, but Villeneuve was there to slam the door on the veteran, Serge Roberge. So Quad City took a 3-1 lead to this final period. DeSantis, his first of the playoffs from Brooks and Emmett at the 1:52 mark, and then a minute 15 later, Lindsay, his first of the playoffs from Prue and Kerr at the 3:07 mark. And the Mallards have come out here flying in the third period. 9 shots on goal here in the opening 4 minutes and 14 seconds. They've now outshot Mohawk Valley 40-10. Face off to the left of Villeneuve. It's knocked back to the line as a shot goes wide. By Kotari, it's played in down low, picked up by Tim Harris. Harris on the near side, trying to put it back to the line. Nice play by Brooks to knock it away for Harris. Brooks ahead to Lindsay, 2-on-1 again. Lindsay to Lafleur, over to Lafleur, shot, saved by Charbonneau. He just did get over in time to keep this a 5-1 game in favor of Quad City. Lafleur coming within inches of scoring his first of the playoffs. 15:28 left to go in the hockey game. We'll be here again tomorrow night for game number 2, then game number 3 and 4 is scheduled for Saturday in Mohawk Valley, and then Sunday out in Utica, New York also. Off the draw, it's carried behind the Mohawk Valley goal. Francois Hardy, who has the lone goal tonight. His pass knocked away. Brooks out front, a shot saved by Charbonneau. DeSantis sets up Brooks out front, and Brooks didn't have much of an angle to shoot up, but shot it right at Charbonneau. Here's Barclay for the Prowlers, dumping it into the right wing corner. Mario Roberge is tied up by Lindsay. Johnson's in there as well. Roberge pinned to the glass by Johnson. Loose puck squirts free to Emmett. Emmett a long lead pass in the wing for Brooks. Here's Brendan through center ice with DeSantis joining the rush. Brooks to the right wing side, tied up by Hardy. Brooks nails Hardy to the glass. And then Hardy regained it, sent it ahead for Mario Roberge. He sends Ben White across the Quad City line. White pulled up, checked by Johnson. Loose puck to Barkley, a shot, that goes wide. And it's picked up again, La Riviere. Mohawk Valley with some pressure here. Mohawk Valley trying to wrist it in down low. Blocked by DeSantis, he's off to the races. DeSantis moving in, DeSantis in, shot, hit the goal post. Came right back out, DeSantis bidding for a second of the game. Mohawk Valley is sending out. Todd Barclay, a wrist shot, that goes wide. Just fired it over the top right corner. Harris pinching behind the goal. Cycled it for Mario Roberge. He was checked by Lindsay. Loose puck now to Mohawk Valley behind the goal. And Todd Barclay, Buckley had him tied up nicely. It's kicked at inside of the Quad City zone with 13:57 left in the hockey game. Tim Harris along the near side. Mohawk Valley trying to cycle. Harris a shot, saved by Villeneuve. Rebound comes free to Brooks. Brooks takes a look and just shoots it back to center ice. The Riviere is there to quickly slap it back in. Mohawk Valley changing up on the fly here. Good to see Andre Payette back out on the ice after suffering what looked to be a knee injury there in the second period. Play at center ice now. Frederick Last moving in across the line. Buckley cranks Last down, and then Payette comes to Last defense, and he grabs onto Buckley, and everybody comes together now. Brendan Buckley, a nice hit on Frederick Last, and obviously Andre Payette taking big exception to that. And then everybody comes together. We've seen that happen before where Buckley, the Mallards' solid rookie defenseman, hammers a player, and the rest of the team will come in and defend the team. We saw that back in the Flint game back in late November after rookie defenseman Brendan Buckley crunched B.J. Johnston. And then Buckley was the victim of several Flint players for the rest of the game, and pretty much the rest every time we met up with Flint. Penalties coming, 13:26 left in the game. Quad City on top 5-1. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. .26 remaining in the hockey game. Mallards took a 3-1 lead here in the third period. They've tacked on a couple of quick ones, 2 goals in a span of 1:15. DeSantis, his first of the playoffs, and Ryan Lindsay, his first of this 2000 playoff series as well, has opened up the lead for Quad City. It's now 5-1. Penalties coming on the play. They're discussing the calls. Be sure to be with us after the game. We'll have Duck Talk for you. We'll take your phone calls about the game. The penalty, lone penalty, is going to go to Andre Payette. He has 2 minutes up on the board for him right now. Obviously taking exception to the check Brendan Buckley put on by gave to Frederick Last to the Mohawk Valley Prowlers. And a Mallard power play is in the works. Quad City will go to the power play for the 7th time tonight. They are 1 for 6 so far. They failed to score on a 2-man advantage there in the second period, and they'll get an opportunity right here. Face-off will come inside of the Quad City zone.
2 minutes for elbowing and 2 minutes for roughing at 6:34. Quad City Mallards penalty on number 24, Brendan Buckley, 2 minutes for roughing. That's it.
Buckley gets 2 for roughing, but the extra minors tacked on to Payette. He gets 2 for elbowing and 2 for roughing. Here's Stewart gaining the red line, flipping it into the near corner. Nadeau overskated it, got it back to Kerr. Now back to Stewart. Cross ice for Emmett. Emmett at the near point, put it in down low for Hugo. Back out to Stewart. Stewart throws it at the net. It's blocked in front by the Mohawk Valley defense, but it's squirted free to Emmett at the line. Quad City power play down to minute 34. Hugo, right circle, has it. He had 40 goals on the year and an even 100 points. Hugo trying to go cross ice with it. Intercepted Tim Harris. Harris shorthanded ahead for Kotari. Kotari to the right circle, tied up by Emmett. Centers right out front, and Harris couldn't get a shot away. Harris again regains it, right circle. He backhands it in front, picked off by Stewart, and Stewart sends out Hugo. Hugo cuts in across the Mohawk Valley line to the left circle. Hugo waits, put it back for Kerr. That was blocked. Hugo again, his pass taken away by Harris, and Harris clears it down. Quad City power play down to a minute. 12:24 left to go in the hockey game. Mallards on top 5-1. There's Halenka, motors out of his zone. Halenka gains the red, fakes it, dump in, and when he did, he put McFarland offside, and also DeSantis. Again, Quad City's power play against Mohawk Valley in the season series is pretty good. 5 for 17 at 29%. They also scored 3 shorthanded goals against Mohawk Valley. In the overall season series, 2 of the younger Mallards have really stepped up. Brendan Brooks, who you heard from in the pregame show, in the 4-game season series had 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists, and also Marty Halenka had 3 goals and 2 assists for 5 points. Halenka's out there now. He's working on the power play with McFarland and DeSantis. Holtzman and Goulash will be the point man. Goulash, a long pass ahead, has DeSantis. DeSantis through center ice, cuts in across the line. DeSantis rolled one to the far point. Goulash racing to keep it in, does so. Touched it in down low. McFarland back of the goal now. McFarland reversed it to the near side for DeSantis where he has it. DeSantis put it back to the line for Holtzman. He throws it out front. It's gobbled in by Charbonneau with McFarland acting like traffic out front. And that'll force a face-off inside of the Mohawk Valley zone. Quad City goal tonight. Nadeau has a pair. Toporowski a shorthanded goal. And even strength tallies from DeSantis and Ryan Lindsay. Face-off coming to the left of goaltender Patrick Charbonneau, who played in 50 games this year for Sean Evans' squad. Palinka will set up on the face-off against Mark Kotari. Palinka and Kotari tie each other up. Puck came free to Harris. Harris was wristed down the ice. 11:39 left to go in the hockey game. Goulash weaving his way through center ice, gains the red, lifts it into the near corner. Goulash is going to go chase it himself. Goulash has it, put it behind the goal for McFarland. McFarland pulls up. McFarland to Holinka, shoots, saved by Charbonneau. Nice setup by McFarland. Got it to Holinka, who put a wrist shot low on the ice, which is usually hard for a goaltender to grab. But Charbonneau was there on the 44th shot on goal for Quad City tonight, as opposed to 12 for Mohawk Valley. 12 shots on goal. They had 1 in the first period, 6 in the second period. And they mustered 5 here against Martin Villeneuve and the Mallard defense in the opening 9 minutes, 8 minutes plus here in the final period. Face off now to the right. Quad City power play is complete. Both teams at even strength. Johnson holding in into the line, slaps it in down low, deflected just wide. It was Lafleur and Lindsay who were in there. Ferraris along the near side, chipped it off the glass and back to center. Emmett has it right at his line. Emmett puts it ahead off the glass. Ferraris tried to get it out. Brooks kept it in. Brooks tried to get around Ferraris, but it was knocked to Lindsay. Lindsay trying to set up Brooks out front, read nicely by Ferraris. And now Ferraris is return feed to Palmer's, read nicely by Lindsay. Odd Barclay over the Quad City line. He got tied up. And Emmett has it in the near circle. 10:45 left to go in the hockey game. Mallards on top 5-1. Lafleur chipped it into the Mohawk Valley zone. Ferraris bounce one ahead. Palmer. Possible 2-on-1 with Barclay. Trying to get it to Barclay. Intercepted nicely by Emmett. Broken up with his stick. Emmett sends out Brooks. Brooks turned around, was tied up momentarily. Puck winds up inside of the Mohawk Valley zone. Puck ahead for Chris Palmer. Palmer got tied up by Holtgren. Going to be a penalty called against Kelly Holtgren as he took down Chris Palmer, who was racing after a loose puck. And we'll take a break. Mohawk Valley to the power play when we come back. 10:15 left in the game. Quad City on top 5-1. This is Mallards Hockey on WC Talk Radio 1420. Chris Palmer out to take the face-off against Pat Nadeau. They win it back to the line. Hardy a wrist shot. It's blocked in front. It's loose. It squirts free now. Where is it? It's underneath the Villeneuve. He finally reaches out and gathers it in. Toporowski, his 10-minute misconduct has expired. He's back out on the ice to help the Mallards penalty-killing unit. Vecchiarelli's out there as well. And so is number 27, Dave Jaslowski. So all 3 of the 10-minute misconduct penalties are complete. There's 10:05 remaining in the hockey game. Quad City on top 5-1, but a power play here for the Prowlers. Toporowski and Jaslowski line up each other against the draw. Vecchiarelli knocked it back to Hardy. Hardy at the right point. Shot saved by Villeneuve. Kicked out the rebound along the near side. Toporowski trying to get it out. He bounced it to the near circle. Came free to Nadeau. Nadeau ahead for Hugo, shorthanded. He busts in over the line. Nadeau, Hugo, a shot, wrist shot, and a save by Charbonneau. And then Hugo and Hardy got tied up in the near corner, and everybody comes together. Hardy went down as if he maybe got something in his face, perhaps a high stick, but nothing's going to be called here. 9:47 left. Shots on goal. Get this, 45 for Quad City, 16 for the Prowlers. They only have 7 through 40 minutes of play. I think the goal tonight so far would be keep them under 20. And the Mallards are 9:47 away and 4 shots from doing that. One other score from the UHL playoffs in the ninth. The Port Huron Border Cats have defeated Muskegon in their first game of that best-of-7 series. They don't play again until next Sunday. Well, that could be game 4 of this series. Puck fired into the Quad City zone, picked up by Harris along the near boards. He was checked, lost it. It's sent behind Villeneuve, taken by Goulash. He'll turn and he'll wrist it down the ice. With 9:20 and counting to play, Vecchiarelli will act as one of the point men. He sends out Tim Harris on the wing for Kotari. Kotari tied up right at the line. Toporowski, nice try to knock Kotari down. And the puck was sent to center ice. Ben White moving in across the Quad City line, tied up and knocked down by Toporowski. Now everybody comes together. Toporowski trying to fend off 2 of the Mohawk Valley players. And the Mallards regained it, couldn't clear. Vecchiarelli rolled him to the near circle. Toporowski moving with the puck. Now here's Topper with some room through center ice. Toporowski, he's got a goal already tonight via shorthanded. He's getting worked over there by Vecchiarelli and Frederick Lass. He's just holding on to the puck. Nice play by Topper, just wasting time with this Mohawk Valley power play. Now Toporowski and Ben White. It was White, rather, not Lass. Mohawk Valley power play down to 15 seconds. But what a nice job by Toporowski. A veteran move. Now Toporowski comes over to get a little retribution from Vecchiarelli. Vecchiarelli takes a swing at Toporowski. And we're going to whistle. We'll take a break. 8:26 left to go in the game. 5-1 Quad City. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. One Quad City leads it. They've gotten a pair of goals from Patrick Nadeau. And 3 other Mallards have chipped in. Ryan Lindsay, Rob DeSantis, and a shorthanded tally from Kerry Toporowski. Toporowski is now in the penalty box. Or rather, Vecchiarelli's in there now. He got a penalty, and the Mallards are going to have a power play here as soon as Holtgren's out of the box. Quad City on the power play here for the next minute 45. Vecchiarelli gets 2 for roughing. And that'll put the Mallards on the power play for the 8th time tonight. Goulash, Emmett the point men with Prue, Kerr, Nadeau, the forward line out. Here's Goulash sending it ahead for Nadeau. He got it for Kerr. Pass was too hard for him to handle. And it rolled back in the Mohawk Valley zone. It's taken by Ferraris, and he clears it the length of the ice. Quad City 7 minutes and 40 seconds away from wrapping up game 1. There's Hugo Prue with speed through center ice. Hugo gains the Mohawk Valley line to the near far circle. He got tied up by Ferraris. Puck sent around the boards. Holtgren couldn't hold it in at the line. Now Holtgren put it on the near wing for Kerr. Kerr across the line for Hugo. Tees it up, shoots. Glove saved by Charbonneau. His best save of the night coming late in the 3rd period with 7:19 to play. Hugo busted in across the line. Took a nice pass from Kevin. Teed it up at the top of the left circle. The puck was rolling on him. And Charbonneau snared it with the left glove hand. Face off to the right of Charbonneau. Patrick Charbonneau. He's 5'11", 217 pounds. He's 24 years old. Holtgren will hold it in at the right point. Throw it at the net. It's deflected wide to DeSantis. Behind the goal, gave it to McFarland. McFarland gave it back out to DeSantis along the far board. DeSantis already has a goal tonight. Put it back to Stewart. Cross ice for Holtgren. We get a penalty. Are they going to take McFarland or Tucker? I think McFarland's going to go to the box. We'll take a break. 7:04 left to go in the game. Quad City on top 5-1. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. McFarland for Quad City goes to the box, 2 minutes for slashing. So we'll skate far side for the next 25 seconds. And the Prowlers will have the man advantage. Here's White right at the Quad City line, got tied up by LaFleur. LaFleur just backhanded it right to the Prowler line, and where Ferraris moves in across the line. Ferraris to the left circle, shoots, pad save by Villeneuve. Rebound is loose behind the Quad City goal. A wraparound try by Harris is blocked by Villeneuve. Mallards pick it up, but they couldn't clear. It's poked at by Brooks. Ahead, he's got Lindsay with him. Lindsay across the line now with Brooks and LaFleur out there. Over to LaFleur in the slot. A shot, that goes wide. Ryan LaFleur set up once again by Ryan Lindsay and couldn't bury the chance. Mohawk Valley on a power play now for a minute 10, 6:15 left to go in the game. Quad City on top, 5-1. LaFleur shoots at the length of the ice. Shots on goal now, 48 for Quad City, 17 for Mohawk Valley. Zaccarelli across for LaRiviere. LaRiviere to Ferraris, who chipped it in behind Villeneuve. Puck sent around the boards. It was knocked up into the Quad City bench. And we'll get a whistle on a stoppage of play. Be sure to stay with us after the game. We'll take your phone calls about game one. What is up with the crowd tonight? Where is everybody tonight? After showing up in droves for the Flint game, in which we packed this place with over 9,700. These two teams will be back at it tomorrow night against the Mohawk Valley Prowlers for game 2. 5:40 left to go in the third and final period. Francois Hardy ahead to Roberge, Mario that is. Backhands it into the Quad City zone. It's loose behind goaltender Villeneuve. Palmer along the near side. He's tied up along the wall by Johnson. Came free to the left circle. Stewart hacked at it. Came free to Vecchiarelli trying to walk right up front. Vecchiarelli put it back to the line. Vecchiarelli got it back. His shot saved by Villeneuve. Where is it? It's underneath of him. Looks like Mohawk Valley is really trying to cramp Billy's style, crowding him in and around the goal. We'll take a break. 5:17 left to go in the game. 5-1 Quad City. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Shoots at the length of the ice. 7:04 left to go. On top, 5-1. This is Mal for the game. We'll take a break. Little Blink 182 for you tonight in game 1 of this best of 7 series. Quad City on top comfortably, 5-1. Over the line came Mark Kotari. He worked his way to the near boards, then dumped it in behind the goal. Frederick Lass, a rookie here on the Prowlers, got tied up by Goulash. Puck came free to Hugo Prue. Both teams are at even strength inside of 5 minutes left to play in the game. It squirts free to LaFleur. LaFleur jammed at it and got it out. LaFleur, Prue up front with Toporowski and Goulash defensively. Quad City 2 shots away from reaching the 50-shot plateau. Going to be a penalty on the play as Jaslowski got knocked down. And it's tucked up by Goulash. They're going to take, I believe, Toporowski to the box once again. Those guys have been battling all night. It's going to be a tripping call. Here's a note to all Modern Woodman Kids Club members. Get ready to join us on May 25th as we enjoy an evening of fun at Puttin' Around Golf Course on Route 84 in Hampton. All Kids Club members and their families are invited to this final Kids Club event of the season. Puttin' Around has many fun activities including adventure golf, bank shot basketball, bumper cars, and water wars. Puttin' Around is giving all Kids Club members free admission tickets to try out these activities on this night. It's not too late to sign up for the Kids Club. Members will receive the exclusive Kids Club t-shirt, ID card, opportunity to pick up Chuck-a-Pucks during the playoff games, and an invitation to this great party at Puttin' Around. Membership is only $10. Stop by the Kids Club table located behind section 108 for more information or to sign up. Sounds like a fun day out there, May 25th at the Puttin' Around Golf Course. Toporowski to the penalty box, 2 minutes for tripping. A power play here for the Prowlers. Quad City on top, 5-1. DeSantis picks it up in his zone, and he fires at the length of the ice as some of the fans here at the Mark begin to make their way for the exits. We've got 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the hockey game. Loose puck at center, taken in by Palmer. He got it to Hardy, shoots, saved by Villeneuve. With the glove, it came free, though, to Lindsay in the near corner. He couldn't get it out. Held in by Mohawk Valley, Jaslowski. Sent it around the boards. Gulash will get there deep in his zone, and he couldn't clear. Hardy held it in. Hardy couldn't control the puck, and DeSantis was there to knock it away. And sent it the length of the ice. Mario Roberge at center. Sends Jaslowski ahead. Jaslowski tied up by Buckley. McFarland on the puck now. He quickly got it out. 3:38 left to go in the hockey game. 1:10 left on the Mallard penalty. And now Mohawk Valley is going to go in offsides. Taking a look at the other playoff series going on, there are 3 other playoff series. Of course, earlier tonight, the Port Huron Border Cats won game 1 of that best-of-7 series. They scored a 2-1 victory over the Muskegon Fury, who are looking to defend their Colonial Cup. Madison and Flint will get going Friday night in Flint. Game 1 of that series is set for Friday at the IMA Sports Arena. Game 2 is set for Saturday as well. Game 1 of the Fort Wayne Binghamton series is set for Friday in Binghamton. And game 2 is also set. Now behind the play, we got Brooks and Ben White wrapping each other up. Brooks is out there, sands his helmet. I don't think White wanted anything to do with Brooks. Brooks finished the year 102 penalty minutes. That's a goal for Brendan. He wanted to get up over 100 penalty minutes. Certainly when coaches and GMs look at a player's stats and sees over 100 penalty minutes, they know he has some bite to his game, or jam, as you often hear coaches say. We'll get penalties coming. Brooks is off to the penalty box. That's just Ben White. And taking a look at back of the other series, Binghamton and Fort Wayne, that's going to be a good series. That pits the number 3 seed Binghamton Icemen against the number 6 seed Fort Wayne Comets. Fort Wayne dusted off Asheville very easily, 2-0. They play Friday at the Broome County Arena and Saturday at the Broome County Arena again. And then game 3 of that series won't happen until next Wednesday. Well, by then the Mallards may have wrapped up their series against Mohawk Valley. There's 58 seconds remaining on Toporowski's tripping penalty. There's 3:24 left to go in the hockey game. And the Mallards holding on to a 5-1 lead. Stick around for the post-game show. We'll hear from Matt Shaw.
Quad City Mallards penalty at number 26, Brendan Brooks. 2 minutes each for roughing at 16:36 of the third. Mohawk Valley penalty number 16, White.
Brooks and White both off to the respective penalty boxes. They both get 2 for roughing. Johnson collects it behind his goal, and he fires it around the board, but it's an icing call against the Mohawk Valley Prowlers, who got to round 2 via their 2-1 series win over the Missouri River Otters. Mohawk Valley, a number 10 seed here in the UHL playoffs, upset the Missouri River Otters, who entered as a number 7 seed. Mohawk Valley also clinched that series down in Missouri last Sunday with a 6-4 win. Vecchiarelli was the spark plug in that game, had 2 goals and 1 assist. Bob Ferraris with the puck for the Prowlers. Inside of 3 minutes left to go. Ferraris gains the Quad City line, got checked, lost the puck, came to Jaslowski in the near circle, a backhanded shot, and he scores. Dave Jaslowski got it right through the wickets of Martin Villeneuve. And it's a 5-2 game with 2:48 left to go in the contest. Sure, Villy would love to have that one back. Only the 10th shot on goal by the Prowlers. And they've scored twice. Quad City with 48 shots on goaltender Patrick Charbonneau. These two teams will be back at it again tomorrow night for game 2.
Scored by number 27, Dave Jaslowski. On the assist, number 4, Bob Ferraris, and number 19, John Vecchiarelli. Time of goal, 17:11 of the third. Mohawk
17:11 time of the goal. Now we get some guys throwing punches at each other. Is it Roberge and DeSantis? Roberge is really hot. Sergio, that is. He was trying to get it to DeSantis. Those guys get under your skin, those Roberge brothers. DeSantis has been known to do that also. So they both sit in the penalty box, and more penalties coming with 2:42 to go in the hockey game. DeSantis is going to be done for the game. He's going to be taken off. He finished with a goal tonight. He has the 4th Quad City goal. Well, we heard from Sean Evans, the head coach of the Mohawk Valley Prowlers, in the opening part of the game, and he indicated that he did not want to get in a run-and-gun scoring match with the Mallards. So this team finished 11th offensively in the UHL. Quad City, meanwhile, was second, averaging just about 5 goals a game. Mohawk Valley averaging 3.36 goals a game defensively. Mohawk Valley 10th at 4 and even 4 goals a game. Quad City finished the year 7th at 3.57. Mallards finished with 7 players with 60 or more points. Mohawk Valley had just 3.
Penalty on number 24, Serge Roberge. Quad City Mallards penalty number 8, Rob DeSantis. 4 minutes each for roughing at 17:18. Mohawk Valley penalty number 24.
They both get 4 minutes each for roughing as the puck is lifted down the length of the ice. This will be an icing call against Quad City with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game, and Quad City maintaining a 5-2 lead. Getting back to that last point, Quad City with 7 players with 60 or more points. Mohawk Valley with just 3. Here's the kicker, though. Quad City with 9 players with at least 20 or more goals. Mohawk Valley with just 4. One of those isn't even dressed for tonight. That's Nick Bodwin. He finished up the 1999-2000 series season with 33 goals. Palmer led this team with 40 goals. And if Palmer was on Quad City, he'd be 3rd in goal scoring. Quad City was led by Glenn Stewart with 56. And Kevin Kerr was 2nd with 49. Holtzgren right at his line. Wristed it into the zone, taken by Hardy. Hardy moved it out quickly. Gained the red, dumped it in left wing corner. 2:02 left to go in the game. Buckley behind his net. Sends it around the boards. Touch pass ahead. And Hugo couldn't get there first. Anado, a pair of goals. I don't think he's seen the ice much lately. I wonder if he's nursing a minor injury or not. We'll keep an eye on that and see if Pat's ready to go tomorrow night. 1:44 left to go in the game. Here's Frederick Last through center ice. Last tees it up. It deflects off the stick of Toporowski. And the glass behind Villeneuve. They work for it along the far side. Aim free to Gulash. Cross ice for Toporowski. Topper just takes a look and lifts it down the length of the ice. With an even 1:25 to go in the game, Quad City close to capturing game 1 here. It's offsides, and we'll take a break. 1:21 left to go in the game. Quad City on top 5-2. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Welcome back to the Mark. Well, after we went to a break, there was a bit of a discussion going on. Ben Metzger for the Mohawk Valley Prowlers, he's done for the evening. He was trying to get at Gulash. He took a sucker punch at Goo, swatted him a bit. No harm done there, and Metzger's done for the evening. And it looked like Metzger was taunting the crowd a bit, or was putting his arms above the air as if he'd won something. 1:21 to go in the game. Quad City on top 5-2, so the Mallards, it appears the 11-day layoff has not hurt them at all. They were up 2-0 at one point, 2-1, 3-1 after 40 minutes, and then used a quick burst of a pair of goals in the opening couple of minutes to go up 5-1. And since then, they've shut it down defensively and really shut down Mohawk Valley, only limited them to 20 shots on goal. Now the discussion ensues over at the scorekeeper's box of who's going to get the penalties and who did what. But these two teams will get at it again tonight, tomorrow night. Ben Metzger heads off. He's playing for his 4th team this year. Ben Metzger and Ben White, it just seems like those guys are on. Ben Metzger's played for Fort Wayne, Adirondack, and Muskegon this year. Ben White, who wears number 16, he's been around this year too. BC Asheville, and he was on Saginaw/Ohio. Played with 39 games with the Saginaw Gears/Ohio Gears before they moved. Mallards will be leaving right after the game on Thursday night, heading out to Utica, New York. It's about a 12, 13-hour bus ride. Goulash is done for the evening. He's going to head off to the locker room. Fans don't like to see team captain Gary Goulash head off the ice. But it appears this one is pretty much wrapped up. 5-2 is our score in favor of Quad City. Nadeau with a pair of goals. Lindsay, Toporowski, DeSantis have chipped in with 1 each. Kerr a couple of assists. Hugo Prue a pair of assists. Roberge, Mario Roberge that is, has a 2-minute penalty up on the board for him.
Number 32, Mario Roberge, 2 minutes for roughing. And number 93, Ben Metzger, a 10-minute misconduct. Quad City Mallards penalty on number 4, Gary Goulash, a 10-minute misconduct. All penalties at 18:39 of the third. Mohawk Valley penalty.
Well, Goulash gets a 10-minute misconduct for what we don't know. Why was he assessed a 10-minute misconduct? So a lot of 10-minute misconducts handed out in this game. Power play for Quad City with 1:21 to go in the game. Buckley, Toporowski out there with McFarland, LaFleur, and Brendan Brooks. Brooks had a nice assist on the DeSantis goal. He's done some damage against Mohawk Valley during the season series. Face-off taken at center. Kotari from the red line backhands it into the Quad City zone with 1:15 to play in the game. And here's Buckley bringing it up. Buckley, you saw his former college team, Boston College, the Golden Eagles, get defeated in the NCAA championship game last Saturday, beaten by North Dakota. Here's Kotari over the line, down to the final minute left to play in the opening third period. Puck sent behind the Quad City goal. Toporowski gets on his horse and races back to center ice. Toporowski puts LaFleur across the line. LaFleur shoots. That goes wide. LaFleur just missed the near post. McFarland held it in. McFarland cross ice for Brooks. Brooks now tapped at it. McFarland. McFarland couldn't get there first. He was tied up by Palmer. Loose puck to Hardy. And Hardy fires it down the ice with 35 seconds to play in the game. Quad City on top 5-2. Buckley cross ice for Toporowski. Toporowski from the red, got it ahead to LaFleur. LaFleur was checked, loose puck to Barclay, but he couldn't clear. Mallard tried to hold it in. Brooks spinning on Vecchiarelli. Brooks trying to get it back to line for Toporowski. He was hammered to the ice by Vecchiarelli, and the puck sent the length of the ice. 10 seconds to go in the game. Buckley goes rink wide with it for Brooks. Brooks across the line to the right circle. Brooks moving in. Brooks is in. He shoots. That goes wide. Hit the outside of the goal with 1 second left to play, and this one's over, guys. So the Mallards grab game 1 here, this best-of-7 series. They get a 2-goal performance from Patton Doe. They go up 3-1 after 40 minutes of play and cruise to a 5-2 victory, limiting Mohawk Valley to just 20 shots on goal, including 7 after 40 minutes of play. Quad City with 49 of their own, and they skate off with a 5-2 victory here in game 1, with game 2 set for tomorrow. We're back with the post-game show in a couple minutes. The Mallards defeat the Mohawk Valley Prowlers in game 1 of this best-of-7 series, 5-2. This is Mallards Hockey on WOC Talk Radio 1420. Corey, give me 4 minutes here. I gotta go to the bathroom.